All right, if we've got a raw set of data, just a data in a set of data in a list, we can create a histogram with that data using our calculator. The first thing we would want to do is enter our list into our calculator. I've already done that here. We can do that. We can check that we've done that by clicking stats and then edit. I've already put them here. You can scroll down and enter those in. And for the histogram, we can say, okay, well, let's use stat plot. It's above y equals. So we need to hit second and then y equals to access stat plot. Let's click enter on the first plot. And by default, it's going to be off. So let's click enter to turn that on. And then when we go to type, we can scroll right and left to select our type. So this third one here, the upper right of those 6, is going to be a histogram. And then once we select that, our option is for an X list. Well, we only have the one list. We already put that into list 1. And then frequency, you can just leave that as 1. So if we do that, we can say, great, let's go over to zoom. Well, you know what? Sorry, let's go out to the main page here and then click zoom. And if we scroll down, zoom stat is number 9, and what zoom stat will do is account for the fact that we're not plotting a function or something like that that you might see in an algebra class, that we actually want to have this visual. So if we hit enter for zoom stat, it'll show us our histogram, but it doesn't label the axis for our x values, and it also doesn't label them for the y values. So okay, that means that we might want to know what those are. We might want to know, okay, how wide is this bin? How wide is this bar that we're using? So click on the trace button, and the first thing it'll do is put a tracer on the height, and it'll tell you n equals. So that just means how many observations do we have in this first bin. And if we scroll to the right, we've only got 1 there, we've got 2 there, our biggest one has n equals 4. Okay, that's fine, but we also don't know what the values are here. And that's where the min and max are. So that's telling us the minimum value for this bar is 71.2. So that's the leftmost value. And then the max is less than 78.8. So the next bar is going to start at 78.8. So ours is anything less than that. Now these aren't whole numbers, which sometimes we would prefer them to be and sometimes not. But for getting a basic sense of what the data looks like, this is a perfectly fine way to go. If you want something that you can use for an assignment, something that you can copy and paste, if you're in a Microsoft product like Word or Excel, you can click Insert. And here we've got the 3 bars. It already kind of looks like a histogram. And you have a lot of different choices. But sure enough, down the list here, we see histogram. So that'll provide you something that you have some pretty easy editing power with. So it's just a matter of whether we're getting a general sense of the shape or something we need to be able to copy and paste or manipulate.